Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to my Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War English dub episode 377 review. So, this is the episode, guys. This is the episode where we get to see Masaki Kurosaki, aka the mother of Ichigo Kurosaki. And usually I'd go in order for this, but seeing how this is something that I knew already and waited for, which kind of made this moment kind of flat than it should have been. This is why I don't like knowing the stuff that happens in the manga or, other times. But unfortunately, Bleach was canceled for about 8 years. So there was no guarantee we were going to get this anime back. So, things happen, unfortunately. But nonetheless, this is what I was waiting for. From this series was them to actually give us like a distinct origins of Ichigo's mother, and whatnot, and that's basically what this episode was. So the first part of the episode is where the episode left off, where Ichigo is just upset. He can't face his father, so he runs to his boss or whatever, and uses her shower, and then after that apologizes for being late or whatever, and she basically says, cut that crap, you can tell me anything. I'm like an older sister to you, Ichigo. And then door knocks, and it's his father, but the boss can't see that, so like he just kind of faces him, and then he leaves, and then she notices the Soul Reaper badge he left behind, and she's like, I'll see him in the morning for it. So then Ichigo talks to his father, and his father, and again, this is the problem, and this is we talked kind of about this in the last episode review, but this is the plot hole, and again, they're trying to write themselves into a corner because of the way Bleach had been preceded this whole time. But he was like, his father, Ichigo's father was like, you're not actually a Soul Reaper, and you're not the human in the way you think you are. And to me, I was just like, no. He is not a human, period. Because you are a Soul Reaper, which they get in the flashbacks. Yes, he is a Soul Reaper. Okay, he's not some made-up believe Soul Reaper. He is a Soul Reaper. Okay. Ichigo's dad is a Soul Reaper. And we'll get into the whole flashback origins of Masaki Kurosaki, who's Ichigo's mother. But this is the thing that kind of annoyed me, that they were gonna kind of try to bring this up and write this out in a corner because of the establishment of the fact that Ichigo was a Soul Reaper human, and now they're basically trying to write themselves up into this whole idea that, well, he wasn't really a human, but even though his sisters have no discovered abilities other than the souls that they can see, well, only one can actually, so again, another plot hole decision making, but Ichigo, and this really happens with any type of long-term storyline, so and I'm sure it happens in One Piece too, because One Piece has written themselves to so many episodes that they have to come up with ideas on the fly. Don't tell me that you really thought that Sanji being a royal was something that the creator of One Piece actually intended on when he first wrote it, when he first wrote the series, because I'll call bullshit on that. But nonetheless, so this is what we got. I'm very curious to see what their explanation is going to be. Oh, he's not really a soul reaper. Even though they show these flashbacks here and literally basically show that, Ichigo's father is a soul reaper. Nonetheless, this episode, okay, so now when they go to the flashback, they show Ichigo's mother, right? Okay. And they basically was taken in by, Uryu's father. Because she's a Quincy, and obviously Quincy's were dying out by that point, so they were just like, yeah, we have to do it this way. So the mother of, or I guess the grandma of Uryu, basically tells them that, like, we only took her in because of her Quincy. She needs to keep her training and whatnot, and stay isolated, from everyone. So there was that whole thing. I also want to say right now, I really like the choice for the voice actor for Mizuya Kurosaki. They used Xiao Li, aka the voice of Lucy Heartfilia. And I think that was a really good choice for this. I really do. I thought, the way her personality was set up does kind of remind me of someone like Lucy or Lucy and Asuka from Sword Art Online. So I thought they did a really good job, casting here for her character, because her character kind of is similar to them in that sense. So nonetheless, really happy there for that one. Anyways, just on a side note, for anybody who hasn't watched the English dub yet, I thought that was a really good choice. Anyways, okay, back to the review here. So Ichigo's father is in the Soul Society, which with Rangiku and Tenshika, who right now are, like, underlings to him because he was the captain of Squad 10 at this point. And he even makes a joke that, that you're going to probably be captain first, which, spoiler, well, actually not really a spoiler, you already know, but I'm just kind of kidding. He is the captain now. And basically, Rangiku's pissed because she's like, oh, well, I'm supposed to be next in line to be captain. And obviously we know that doesn't happen. So basically, he basically wants to confront the... he wants to confront stuff that had been going on in the real world. With Hollows, and so he goes by himself, and so he's going by himself to chase after these quote unquote white Hollows. As he's investigating, he actually is just kind of waiting it out, and then he sees people get cut immediately, and he sees this white hollow with basically this huge black armor type thing, and so he's gonna try to fight it off. Eventually, he's getting hurt and he's getting beat up. Eventually, the Quincy, Mizuya Kurosaki, Ichigo's mother, basically, doesn't want to stay in, and they're like telling her you have to stay in because, you know, we're not supposed to kind of meddle in with the Soul Reapers. And she just rejects that, and she wants to save people. You know what I'm saying? She wants to save people. So, she basically goes out to try and take out the black, white, hollow thing or whatever. And she basically has this thing. She pulls out the arrow. She shoots it. Then after that, doesn't work. So then she just, like, lets it go. And, like, they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then she basically lets it attack its shoulder, her shoulder, and then just opens up her arrow again and just shoots it right in the head and defeats it. We also should mention that Ichigo's father actually is slashed by a Soul Reaper when fighting, and that's why he does get knocked out, and this is why she needed to save him in this instant as well. The Soul Reaper, or I'm sorry, the Hollow is eventually then collapsed and defeated. Well, yeah, because Aizen and Gin were, you know, doing this because you gotta remember this is before when they were still doing the test subjects on everybody, right? And so he was going to basically get, like, I think, hollified, because that's what Gin and Aizen did. Like, they were, like, turning the captains into, like, hollows or whatever. Ronkars, as remember the Ronkar thing. So that's what I think the whole idea was. It was supposed to basically turn Ichigo's father into one. But that didn't end up happening, I guess, because the Quincy, I guess, took the blow for it. And then there is this kind of, you know, talking point between Ichigo's father and mother, basically kind of connecting, and she basically hesitates to tell him that she's a Quincy, but then she does tell him, and she's like, oh, that's awesome, I've never seen a Quincy before. Unexpected answer. And she's like, is this how all Quincies are? And or is this how all Soul Reapers are? I hope more are like this. Well, yeah, or I should say, Izia and Ichigo's father, he saves her from the destruction of the head that was about to explode. I should point that out, too. And then after that, they start to implement each other, and they start to like each other, I guess. They both kind of admit that they each saved each other, in a way. So, there was that. And, you know, that's basically the extent of it. There's a little kind of thing at the end there. There's kind of a little thing at the end. Or, like, it's an intimate moment, like, for them. You know, with Ichigo's mother and father. I mean, we already know we know the end result since Ichigo is a thing. So, yeah. Pretty much sweet and sweet. You know, we see also right before Gin and Aizen talking about unexpected plans. You know, work for the better because, you know, the Quincy was attacked by the Hollow, or the Hollow attacked the Quincy. So, unexpected plan that ended up helping. So, yeah. The end of the episode, there's kind of a cut scheme with the rain there. With Udio meeting up. And that's the end of it. It just ends like that. Really good episode. I mean, it covers the origins of Ichigo's mother, which I think is important. Some of the downplaying of, you know, the whole, oh, Ichigo isn't really a Soul Reaper BS is not true. I should also mention, too, there was a moment of Renji talking to person with the test or whatever when they were taking that test at the, you know, at the Royals or whatever. And that he would never be able to pass it without knowing who he is. Who he is, and you know you have to get this certain power when you know the sword has to be developed by him for you to actually survive that training, which I guess Ichigo's soul reaping sword never actually was made by him, so that's why he could never pass the training, or that's what they said. So that's a little kind of discomforting to know that he can't pass it. Though, I mean, if you made the sword for him, then maybe he could. I'm just saying. Nonetheless, that was everything that happened in the episode. Hopefully Ichigo will be able to get his sword back at some point, because, I mean, he is a Soul Reaper. His father was a Soul Reaper, so obviously he is a Soul Reaper. This is kind of this is kind of redundant at this point. But nonetheless, this is what they said. Interesting to see where they go forward, whether or not Ichigo can get his sword back or not, or get a news on Pakuto, I don't know. But, yeah, that is the episode. Comment, rate, if you like this video, my other videos, make sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for all the latest contents, as well as all the other reviews we have of these episodes that are coming out. That's about it. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, moderate. Peace! Also, besides my YouTube channel, I have my SS Ultimate Goku Twitch, Instagram, and then I also have my Discord server, anime dubs, sports, discussions of all that stuff, live action, movies, all that stuff. So make sure to check out the Discord server as well. Now I'm out. Peace.